Unified nation, a stronger nation. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to list out the events in chronological order which led to the unification of Germany. Describe the events involved in unification of Italy. Describe the role of various leaders associated with the unification of Italy. Explain how the history of nationalism in Britain was different from the rest of Europe. We all know that our country was once ruled by British. Can you state one of the most important factors which helped British gain control over our country? If we look back in history, prior to the British rule, we see that various parts of India were ruled by different kings. In other words, India was a patchwork of various kingdoms that didn't share goodwill with each other and constantly fought with each other. Thus, British took advantage. They first started with trade and then gained complete control over the entire country. Do you know what compelled the British to leave our country? The unity of the people of our country who stood together against British rule forced British to leave our country. Why were the princely states put under India as a unified nation? All Indians understood that only a unified nation can progress and prosper. In the same way, some nations in Europe were unified to make the combined nation stronger. Let's recap the events that were unfolding in Germany in the first half of the 19th century. Creation of the German Confederation under the presidency of Austria. Removal of interstate barrier with the setting up of